ready for more discussion about sex and people with disabilities. If you have not watched the part 1 yet, I would suggest you watch it first. Welcome to Disability Awareness, and our mission is to educate society about people with disabilities that they can contribute to society. Again, it is Lisa and Chris, and once again we are joined by our friend Mike. Today we are going to continue the topic sex and disabilities, because there are many people who look at us thinking that we don't desire the feeling of being held and loved, which is not true. So Mike, please start us off.
Were you taught about sex, and if so, how?
I had health class in high school which taught us wrong. If you have sex, use protection. They never taught us to abstain from having sex. I truly believe if they teach kids how to be a gentleman and woman, our society would be much better off. People would be more giving and less greedy. Look at sex today, it is all about what I want. If I want it now and you don't, tough, give it to me now. Wait a minute, everyone have to be servants to one another. That is why divorce is growing sky high, because everybody wants to be rulers, not servants. If people were servants, the byproduct is to receive. When parents teach this to their kids, I just see unbelievable differences in the kids. Schools keep sending the wrong messages to the kids, but at the same time they are crying about shooting and rapes. What do people expect to happen?
Okay, Lisa, were you taught about sex, and if so, how?
Well, yes, I was taught about sex, but I was in the special ed class. So they basically said, here are some body parts, and this is what you do with them, and that's basically the basics were basic. So basically I learned from my TV and my parents. I asked my parents a lot of questions about it so I could understand it from my perspective and understand. Because my parents were open about me asking questions. It really depends on the parents too, because some parents do not think that children with disabilities are gonna ask these questions. So they could be surprised and not know what to say. So I was lucky because my parents always treated me like my brother and sister, and they treated me like the same. So the questions they asked, I asked too. Thanks, Mom and Dad.
Okay. What percentage of people with cerebral palsy do you think are sexually active? After doing a little research, it seems it was about 10%.
Mm-hmm. So I guess I'm answering that question. I know that number could be less, it could be more, but it's very difficult for people with disabilities to experience the whole real sexual experience, but there are ways that people with disabilities figure out how to pleasure their partners or themselves. You know, they do. There's ways for everything. So you might not have the full sexual experience, but you might figure out a way to be satisfying for yourself.
Cerebral palsy that are not sexually active, what reasons do you think is preventing them from having sex?
The main reason is that it is really hard to find a date. If dating is very hard, how can someone think about sex? This is only my opinion, but TV shows and movies just show the woman getting the guy who is perfect. The guy has a sport car and the stylish clothes. They have nerds without a girlfriend. Below that is people who have disabilities. The people who have disabilities are really independent, so how can people see us attractive if they don't see many of us?
I would just say it's a very complicated subject to even bring into a relationship. And it's just, sometimes they don't know, so why would they even think about it? Because they might not even have discussed it with anyone, so why would they even think about it? So it depends on the person, it really does. It depends on how important intimacy is to that person also. Some it doesn't even matter to them, so why even think about it? Because they've never been raised with it, so it's not something that's been discussed.
Alright, this is for Lisa and Chris, I believe. Do people with cerebral palsy generally need assistance to have sex?
It is hard to know that, but it depends on the severity of the cerebral palsy and how comfortable the person is. Like I said before, that if the couple is in love, they will try harder to make sure it is fulfilling rather than an one-night stand. Another thing is how much does the person want it. If they really want it, they will try harder.
Sometimes.
It depends on it depends. Okay, for my personal choice, I would prefer if my aide, because it's a private thing, so I don't want my aide to be involved in my sexual experience if I choose to do that. But if the aide is comfortable and they have an understanding, I'm just helping these two people do something that they need to do for themselves. It depends on the severity of the aid, and how much the aid is willing to do. Because there has to be a line drawn somewhere. Because the aid can't do everything. So, that's my opinion, though. So.
Okay. Do you get questions from able-bodied people asking you if you can even have sex? I think you probably get that question a lot, or several palsy people get that question a lot. Next question. Lisa answered this part one, so Chris's turn. Do people with cerebral palsy have normal sexual desires, and do most have the necessary feeling below the waist to attempt it, or does it depend on the severity of the cerebral palsy?
I would have to say it depends on the severity of the cerebral palsy. I assume the feeling part, everybody will feel it, but understanding what it is some people with CP does not fully understand. There is a wide range of cerebral palsy, so it affects different areas of the brain.
I think able-bodied people think people with cerebral palsy can even have sex. I think you get that question a lot on the internet.
Well,
so it seems some people are unsure.
to be honest, I was on a few dating sites, and that was one of the main questions that a guy asked me. Could I feel it? And could I actually perform some acts? But it was kind of, after a while, it just got to the point where, like, if I don't answer the question, they're gonna keep asking it, so I just say yes. So that's basically how I deal with it.
Do you think most people with cerebral palsy try to date able-bodied people because of sex, because it would be easier to do?
Overall, it is just easier in general. If they want to go out, they just go.
Yep.
If both people are disabled, they might need a person who can take them out. You have to schedule a personal care assistant.
Yep.
Another thing is that the closeness is not really there. It just costs more in the long run. People notice you more if you have two wheelchairs.
Okay, Lisa?
And I concur with Chris, with everything that Chris has said, that it is a lot easier to date someone who's not as challenged as yourself. So it's not that we don't date people that are disabled, it's just not as challenged as you. So.
Okay. So you don't, do you think people with cerebral palsy go out of their way to look for able-bodied, or just what happens, it happens?
We don't, I mean, we're attracted to who we're attracted to. I mean, I'm attracted to certain people because they make me laugh, or we have the same interests, or I'm just, different around them. So that's why I'm attracted to them. And if we have fun, it doesn't matter if they're disabled or not. If me and Chris are going out, I mean, we have friend dates and we have fun, we laugh, and we have a great time, and we just ignore the personal assistant. But we know it's there, and it's a little more challenging because we don't get the best service when there's two wheelchairs instead of just one and another person. So that's a challenge in itself. So that's all I'm saying.
Okay, I think that's it.
Awareness, and we try to give useful information to people with disabilities and educate society in general about disability as a whole. If you like this video and aren't a subscriber, please subscribe to our channel and share this video with your friends. If you have a question for us, please leave it in the comments below this video. Here at Disability Awareness, we do 2 videos per week on Tuesday and 1 on Friday. So we will see you on Tuesday. It's Lisa and Chris signing off.